Guys, it's NBA playoff season. Your Cleveland
Yeah,
Cavaliers
baby.
are in first place. We have a huge regular season that we are really anticipating success in the playoffs. We don't know what it's going to come down to in the Eastern Conference Finals, but we're hoping to make it there. Probably playing the Celtics, but we got Heat Bulls, we got Mavs Kings. We're trying to see who's going to fill out the 8 seed, Magic Warriors. It's a lot going on. We got the Luka Lakers playing the Wolves, the Nuggets with David Alderman as their new coach. There are a lot of really compelling stories, including the Knicks versus the 3.0 bad boy Pistons. But let's start where we always do. And knowing that we're a little bit short on time, maybe we'll keep it to the Cavs tonight. We don't know who we have just
No.
yet. Oh, what?
Oh,
We're
we're
going to
doing
talk
this,
about
man.
this, man.
We're
I'm
going all
not
the
in
way.
any time crunch. Let's do this topic.
Well, with that in mind, everybody pour yourself another favorite beverage, settle in with your boys at the office. We're going to go as long as it takes to get all of it out. Noah, Erik, NBA playoffs are starting. The Cavs are number 1 seeds. We don't know who we're playing yet, but what are your expectations for this team? Let's start there, and then we can move out to the rest of the Eastern Conference and Western Conference from there.
I know you started. I'm going to go real quick with my take because all I have to say is Cavs in 4.
4, 4, 4?
4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
Cavs in 4.
Right.
Okay. Listen, the outlook for me is, or the expectation is high. We still don't know who they're going to face. I think we probably all know who we want them to face, maybe, and who we don't want them to face. You guys tell me. But it's high. I mean, the Cavs led the NBA with their offense. They lagged a little behind in defense. I think that'll clean itself up because it's playoff time and it tightens up naturally. They're one of the league's best top 3-point shooting teams. Before March, that dropped quite a bit, which raises a little bit of questions, but I'm not worried. But they're still not the favorites to win the East, which is how I like it. I'd rather be the underdog, and being the underdog to the Celtics, that's just fine for me. I think that the NBA as a whole and TV wants a Celtics Cavs Eastern Conference Finals because that would be great TV. It could go the distance. But I got to say, I'm more afraid of, and I'm not getting ahead of myself and putting the cart before the horse, but I'm more afraid of teams in the West than I am teams in the East. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to get past a Boston. It won't. Atlanta gave us trouble in the regular season. I think we'd be fine in a 7-game series, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. But I think the West has some really interesting teams that, should we make it that far, I don't know. At that point, anybody can win it, but I would say expectations are sky high for better or worse.
Yeah, and Barry Northrup just threw in that the Heat just blew out the Bulls. I was about to say the same thing. So we will either be playing the Heat or the Hawks. I lean the Heat, of course, because the Hawks have given us trouble. But
Right.
Cavs in 4.
Super quickly, one-word answer. Who would you rather play of those two? Erik.
Between the Heat and the Hawks?
Yes, sir.
The Heat, I agree.
Who would you rather play, Noah?
The Heat. I already said that.
Oh, yeah,
John?
you did. 3 for 3. The Heat as well. I don't think the Hawks are that good. But they beat us twice this year. All right, keep going. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but we got some live updates in the moment. I've been trying to check the score of the game on the side while also hosting the show. It didn't work out well, so thanks for the update. Was that Barry?
Yeah, it was Barry and Noah as well. I said it. You got to use your listening ears a little bit better there, John. I want to talk a little bit about the Warriors. The Warriors are interesting to me this year because they were a play-in team. They, of course, made it last night, correct? And they look dangerous as a 7 seed with Jimmy Butler on the team there now. What do you think the ceiling is for this Warriors team? Erik, John, either of you?
It's definitely interesting. I mean, Jimmy. So going into the game, I think we would all think that there's an A and a B. But what we saw is there's a 1A and a 1B. Steph Curry paired with Jimmy Butler is kind of scary. I think Butler had 38 points, if I'm not mistaken, and like 7 boards and 6 assists, if I'm remembering that correctly. That's a monster performance. We know what he can do in the playoffs. But pair that with Steph, who put up, if I'm remembering correctly, 37. That's a team that can go really far. It was an interesting game. Memphis kind of blew it a little bit there at the end, and obviously Steph had some clutch free throws there in the final seconds. And shout out to Desmond Bane, who put up 30. That was a monster performance on the other side. But Golden State, I mean, they're going to play Houston, and that's going to be a really fun series to watch. I've been banging the drum about Houston for a while now. It's a good team that plays quick, and I think that's going to be a really fun series to watch. But I still have Golden State advancing. I think you'll see them against the Lakers potentially in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, and I got them at the same spot. Golden State is a scary team because they have championship pedigree and a lot of leftovers from the team that won a title. So you can never discount experience in the NBA. I think when the Cavs play the Heat in the first round, it's okay to discount experience. But Cavs versus Celtics, the fact that the Celtics have been there every year over and over and over again, and the Cavs are still trying to get there, that stuff matters. And I think that the Warriors have enough intrinsic DNA, if you will, to say we've been here before. We still got Draymond. We still got Steph. We know what it takes to win in the playoffs. Like, this is one of those teams where you're like, how are you a 7 seed and you ended up in the Western Conference Finals? Well, here's how. Because everybody on our team has been there before, and we're an organization that's used to winning as of late. Mm-hmm. So,
but you could say that about a couple teams in the West. I mean, the Lakers obviously have championship pedigree. The Nuggets have it. I mean,
Lakers, Nuggets, and then the opposite side, everybody's like, you should be scared of OKC. You should be scared of OKC. OKC strikes me as the Cavs of last year. They're a team that hasn't been there and hasn't won a lot and hasn't done it. And that's not to say they can't, but if Oklahoma City with SGA is playing the Lakers with LeBron or Golden State with Steph and Draymond in the Western Conference Finals, you know who you'd bet on if you had to bet, even if Oklahoma City might be favored in Vegas. Yeah. And that's the thing that I agree with you on, E. It's the experience thing. It matters so little in the regular season and so much in the playoffs. It's wild.
It matters. And I love Gilgeous-Alexander. I think he's such a fine player. I love how he plays the game.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. But yeah, when you're talking about LeBron, who, is in the twilight of his career, but knows I give it all for one last shot potentially. I mean, it's a different game when you've been there and you have that experience.
What do you guys think? You guys are talking a little bit about experience, that kind of thing. The slipped my mind for a second. Milwaukee Bucks, Damian Lillard out with an injury. That is a problem that we have going on right now at this very time. The blood clots thing going on. What do you think his ceiling is for a Milwaukee Bucks who are currently the 5th seed playing the Pacers in round 1?
Not very high. They have the talent on paper, but they haven't seemed to be able to put it together. I've been on record as saying I'm not a huge Doc Rivers guy. I'm not saying he's a bad coach or anything like that, but I think he's kind of held on to what he's done with Boston for years and used that success to propel him. And I'm not sure he's done much since, whether that's his fault or not, but I don't see them as serious contenders this year.
John?
Yeah, +1 to Erik. And honestly, I don't think it matters. When you look at who comes out of that matchup in the conference, I wouldn't call them a sacrificial lamb. You got some talent there, and they're going to make it tough on whoever they play. But nobody's
Indiana,
thinking,
right?
Right, like Indiana.
Right.
Yeah, they're not coming out. So it's interesting to talk about, and I think we'll have some fun with it when that series starts. Whoever wins that series. But there's sometimes in basketball with the NBA where I feel like we're having a real conversation about what could actually happen for the championship. And there's some times where I'm like, we're a league of only 30 teams and we invite 20 of them to the playoff tournament. And it's like, you got to make storylines someplace. this is one of those places where I think whoever wins, they're done after the first round.
Here's the thing. The key to the Bucks' success, obviously you want Dame back. But if they can get quality minutes out of Bobby Portis and Pat Beverly, then I think that they can definitely get out of the first round. And again, it's a team with championship pedigree. They've been there. They understand it. But it's their ability or lack of ability, depending, to maintain that momentum when the starters rest that will be a factor in this series, in my opinion.
My other thing, we've went through most of the East. The East is what's most important to us as a franchise, right? Because we are a Cleveland podcasting Cavs fans. The New York Knickerbockers and the Detroit Pistons play as the 3 and 6 seed matchup. Do you see an upset happening here? And I know I've been kind of quiet and poising questions. The Knicks fall apart in the fourth quarter. They are the definition of a Tom Thibodeau team. They play all their players and they play like 2 bench guys and they say, figure it out. And they're all dog shit tired by the end of the game. The Detroit Pistons are young, rough, rowdy, fun. I hope JB, I talk my shit on JB Bickerstaff a little bit here on the show. I hope JB gets his lick back for all of the stuff that was posed on him as the coach of the Cavs when they beat us in the playoff games a couple years and just smacks him right back. 6 seed advance.
I'm 100%
playing well.
What you're putting down, Noah. Would I bet on it? No, I think odds slightly favor the Knicks. But I will tell you what. The Pistons got some up-and-comers, and if their best players are the best players of the series, or if they have 1 or 2 guys who can outshine some of the guys the Knicks have, I think that this is a series that could go 7, and I think it's one that the Pistons could win. Like I said, I wouldn't bet on it, but these guys give me the bad boy Piston feelings of the 80s. And I apologize, I forget the guy's name who's the stud for Detroit, but if he's better than Jalen Brunson, he outshines him at Madison Square Garden. You bet your ass that the Knicks should be on upset alert. Again, I don't think it matters because whoever wins that series is going to lose the next round, in my opinion. But this is my favorite first round series other than the Cavs because you just don't know what to expect. It's kind of like the Buster Douglas Mike Tyson fight where everybody's like, yeah, it's the champion. Like, oh my God, the Pistons knocked him out. So we'll see what we get.
It's I mean, I would say it's Kate Cunningham all the way, who, by the way, put up a triple-double at Madison Square Garden already earlier this year. I think you're dead on, though. I think the series goes 7 games. It's going to come down to containing Towns too, and the boards. I would agree that it favors New York, especially at Madison Square Garden. But I wouldn't put it past an upset with the Pistons. If Isaiah Stewart can lock down Towns, I think they have a shot. And I for one, I would love to see. I know we make fun of JB once in a while, but he's a good coach that gets young guys playing well. We got rid of him because he couldn't jump to that next level, but he's a fantastic coach and he's going to have them playing well.
Listen, I know he's our former coach and we give him shit, but I will take every opportunity to hate on New York, hate on New York City sports franchises, hate on the Knicks, hate on the Giants, hate on the Jets, hate on the Nets, even though the Nets don't even count. They're so piss poor of a franchise over there. Fumbled KD, fumbled Kyrie. I will take my licks of being a New York hater. Go sit in your $2,700 a month apartment. That is 200 square feet
cheap.
with your shower, in your kitchen, in your bedroom, in your living room.
I'm most looking. I like that rant, but I'm most looking forward to the matchup between Cunningham and Brunson. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So far, like the playoffs have had really fun matchups from a star player of each team kind of perspective, and I think that one's going to go the distance.
For a league that allows 2/3 of its members to go to the playoffs, there are a lot of compelling stories in the first round of the playoffs.
For sure.
Before we move on to hot takes and getting us out here tonight, anything else you guys would add on the NBA playoffs or that you left on the table?
I don't think so. We covered a lot, man.
I'm just
Covered a lot
excited.
of
I'm
ground.
ready. I'm ready for the Cavs, baby. I'm ready for a championship.
Noah's going to have to snap some photos. I keep calling it the Scream Team. I know that's not what he's on, but he works for the Cavs. He's down there. We're going to have to get some inside intel on what's going on. I want locker room reports. I want health statuses. I want all the intel from you, Noah. You work for the Cavs.
And you
I
better
can't do
lay out
any of that. I can't do any of that without getting fired. And I also have zero access to any of that. I set up props and I throw some T-shirts. That's what I do. It's a part-time gig.
You better sacrifice yourself and save the team like John's daughter did a few years ago.
Amen. I will.
If there's puke that could potentially make a player slip, I want you to lay down.
Diving on it. Belly flop and all.
In an egg and bacon breakfast, the chicken is involved, but the pig is committed. Noah, I need you committed. If you got to lose this job to get us some intel for this podcast, that's what I need you to do.
No.
That was quite the quote. That was the egg is committed. Wow. We'll
We'll come back to that maybe on another show.